Okay, today we're going to talk about policies. People have been asking to do a video on policies. So we'll start by going through here. Go to your command center and go to policies. So the first thing you'll see is at the top, there is now 4 tabs. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can have different policies and change and swap between them. They do require VIP levels to unlock them though. The second policy tab unlocks at VIP 6, and then 3 at 9, and 4 at VIP 12. Today we'll go through and look at assigning policy points. So here we have 3 tiers. We have Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4. Now Tier 3 unlocks at level 25, and Tier 4 unlocks at level 35. But we'll start down here at Tier 1. So we have 2 sets of policies. We have the liberalism and the despotism. And as you look at these, the liberalism ends with fleet load percentage of 10% increase. It contains things like metal and gold production increase, and ends at the very end with construction speed increased by 5%. And on the flip side, you have despotism, which is things like pirate marching battle speed plus 15%. You have item drop rate increased by 20% for pirates, 5% attack power against pirates, marching speed plus 5%, and fleet evasion for pirates only. So these 2 are kind of your beginning policies that you would start with. Obviously, if you're in a hyper growth mode, you're going to go on the left side here to the liberalism and focus on trying to reduce or increase, I should say, construction speed and the amount of resources you get. And then if you're, grinding pirates out, you focus on despotism on the right side. Later on, I'll show kind of the website from Astrokings that kind of walks you through the importance of resetting your policies often and how to use them and so forth more. So Tier 2. Tier 2 is capitalism and socialism. So on the left side you got capitalism, which is things like, obviously it's a metal harvest speed increase, and then socialism on the right side is fleet loadage during planet raid, 15%, so that's the amount of RSS or resources you can carry. Capitalism has reduced construction costs by plus 10% at the end, so again, hyper growth mode, 5% resistance, decrease in RSS loss during planet defense. Socialism is plus 10% fleet limit, with it also a plus 5% accuracy, plus 5% speed, plus 5% durability during planet or during pirates, and then a decrease in RSS loss during planet defense. Then when you hit to Tier 3, you have the rationalism or militarism. So rationalism is more defensive, so it's things like fleet durability plus 5%, fleet resistance plus 5%, fleet evasion plus 5%, and attack power plus 5%, but during planet raids only, so when you're attacking someone else. Militarism, that's plus 5% attack power, enemy fleet damage rate plus 450, so that's the number of ships destroyed instead of just damaging them. Hero XP gain and marching speed during rally increases. And then you'll also notice down here in the bottom, they both have number of troops that can be supported plus 1. And actually, in fact, if you look on the previous tabs, you also have rally unit count and number of troops supported plus 1 on the other items as well. So you want to make sure whichever you pick that you get those items to be able to get the maximum fleet damage possible. Then you've got the 4th tab, which the 4th tab we'll briefly cover, but really left side is Fleet Firepower Command, and the right side is Fleet Defense Command. These are for inner space only, obviously, so all offensive versus all defensive, so depending on what you're doing in Fleet Command. So then I'll go over here and I will look at a policy that I already have in place. So you can see here, I'm not really in a build mode. I'm more in a fight mode. So there's only certain ones that I'm going to pick from here, right? So I've got pirate marching speeds, rally unit count, deployed fleets, evasion during pirates, and some gold production. Over here, I'm focused on that 10% deployed fleet limit, the number of troops supported, the attack speeds, the unit counts, accuracy. And then 3, you kind of have 2 schools of thought, whether you want defensive or offensive. So you can kind of pick and choose here and kind of lay it out as you want. So earlier levels, obviously, you're going to want to stick over here on probably more the left side as you're hyper growing. Same with tier 2. The left side if you're hyper growing, building a lot. Or, if you're really focused on pirates and farm to win and grinding out pirates, you want to stick to the right sides of the first 2. So that being said, we'll go ahead and load up this here, which is the national policy, and the importance of resetting. So this is an article on the Astrokings Fresh Desk. So as you go through here, you'll kind of see they kind of talk about everything. So, hey, which policies do you want to have before upgrading buildings? You're going to want to go capitalism with materialism underneath, before pirates, before building ships. And so they do a great job of walking you through here and telling you which ones are which. And then as you keep scrolling, you go through here and you've got tier 1. Kind of walks you through what the 2 are, all the stats on them, the number of policy points that are required. Then tier 2, tier 3, and then at the very end, it does a good job of showing a couple examples. So construction cost. So kind of walks you through and tells you how many points you need, and then it walks you through a pirate hunting example, and shows you that. So those do a great job of walking you through and telling you what kind of setups do you want. Different schools of thought. So for instance, if you're level 25 plus and you're working on doing trade planets or Tenebris, most people start with militarism on tier 3, max everything out there, and then start working their way backwards on 1 and 2, but making sure that you do select rally unit counts and number of troops supported first. So hopefully that will help you in designing that and understanding it. So I'll go ahead and go to a tab here and kind of design kind of where I would sit with these things. So obviously you have to kind of pick a policy and start somewhere, which for some odd reason it's kind of flaking out on me and not letting me click it. So let's change to 4, change policy, there we go. You'll see the policy has changed. Now I can click here and I can select it. So we'll select militarism. You'll see the policy here. We'll reset it. Obviously, we know we want to get to these 2 here, which are this, the end here, which is the fleet attack power. But you want the supported troops. Do we really need the protected resources? Possibly not, unless you're trying to. Durability during planet defense. If I'm trying to protect my planet, I'll definitely add that. Hero XP gain, I don't care so much about, or rallies. So that's kind of the basics. Then we'll go back to 2, and then obviously I'm going to select the more of the offensive ones. So I want to get that. I want to get the number of troops supported, attack speed, deployed fleet limit. I want the accuracy, so I'll do the one prior to that. Accuracy. I'm not caring about the metal harvest too much. Fleet durability during pirate combat. Or trade vessels, not too concerned. So now we will if it will scroll, go back to the first one, and we'll go ahead and select Despotism. Obviously, we want the rallied unit count, and we want the deployed fleet number. You know, I'm not too concerned about these ones myself right now. I'm not really caring what the amount of RSS I get. I just need to be more powerful in the end. Marching speed plus 5% could be useful. But I'm going to go back here and see if there's anything I want to focus on. I've got a lot of points left, so I might as well get the planet defense one there in case somebody attacks me. We'll come back here. We don't need the metal harvest. We may want to come back here and go ahead and get this one here, which is the marching speed, which I don't have enough points for. So you can see you can run out of points pretty quick, pretty fast. And then you can just click the button and say yes, and you get all your points back and reuse them. Obviously, you have to have enough of the policy resets, which you get fairly often in events and out of the exchange center. So hopefully that's helpful to everybody, and thank you for watching.